prices down and to keep things competitive.
In that context there that you just gave us is so
Which may
valuable.
be enough for you to say, yes, this one's okay.
Or should you bring it to us before it automatically renews? Again, maybe they won't take it out, but I just would like to have this committee bind us to contracts, not someone else. Maybe we're going to go, you know what? And again, nobody's second guessing the administration.
There's a legal statute, about entering into contracts beyond the term of your, of being on the school committee. So, I mean, it is there within law, so I'm sure we can work this out so that we can just continue to keep doing the job, keeping the services going, but you can be assured that we're getting the best product for the best price or the best service, accordingly.
I'm not questioning.
So I'd like to make a motion to continue this matter to next meeting.
Motion been made. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Yes, have it.
Well, see next month or next week?
What did I say?
Week.
Next schedule.
I'll see you next week, though. We won't be here.
I heard week.
Next month.
All right.
And we'll prepare a much more detailed breakdown of this so you have more information.
Okay, not that I'm going to rush anyone to take the time, but I did promise that we'd be out by 8 with well past 8. So, let's see.
Do we do it again?
All right, facilities update.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. No.
NSCS edition is ours tomorrow, they're done.
That's what, I missed that one.
NSCS edition is ours tomorrow. They're done.
Wow.
All right, there's some outdoor, some landscaping stuff to do, but the building, the interior is done. Our guys have been in, they've washed and waxed the floors, and they're moving in the furniture, and the teachers are going to start setting up their rooms. We can set something up. We're going up tomorrow. We're going to be taking pictures for the Valley Breeze and for the website and the Facebook. And so you'll have a little virtual tour before we can arrange something nice. Yes.
What time?
8.
Oh.
But they've done a remarkable job. It looks great, and the buildings, construction started in April, and it's done in August, and it's well on time, well on budget. So we're pleased to be moving forward with that. The science labs are, again, I've been posting pictures throughout the summer on this, and they are moving along rapidly. The spaces have been cleared out, and we're anticipating they will be done by December, January. Once we get the reimbursements from Ryan for those projects, we're going to then start in on the boys' locker rooms and, just keep rolling the renovations. And again, Alan Seavey has left, but the other work that he and the maintenance staff has been doing throughout NSCS, this building in the high school, has been remarkable. It's bright and clean and cheery and new lighting and new ceilings. And at the high school, the blackboards are being ripped out and replaced with whiteboards, and they're just systematically going through room by room and refreshing everything, and it's looking great. On the second part, I did include a draft of the employee handbook. I wanted you to have the first look at that, and tomorrow I'd like to send it on to our attorney and both unions, the support staff union and the teacher union, for their review and input.
Superintendent, great job. Thank you. Sorry, I'm doing that 3 things. So, anybody have any questions? Move to review the draft handbook.
Did it done?
Yeah, just mentioned.
Okay. Old business, fiscal year 20 operating capital budget. The Veterans Memorial Stadium update, I think that we were updated. status of outdoor track fields. I think we're waiting on that, and so we've got a field trip information guidance policy.
So that was a follow-up on the information I gave you at the last school committee meeting, in which I sort of broke down what the commissioner's guidance has been around field trips, along with the supporting, state legislation and statutes and laws. And so in polling my counterparts across the state, we decided to pretty much keep things status quo and operate under the impression that it was a commissioner's advisory opinion. However, we will be far more mindful of the field trips that we do run while focusing our attentions on those big important ones. We are going to try to keep cost minimal and continue with fundraising and alternate sources, but we feel that the guidance, if we were to act on it by the letter, would take away a lot of opportunities for our kids. So many districts across the state are going to keep their policy status quo. However, they're going to be very mindful of the field trip and after-school opportunities that they offer.
Thank you.
I think that's the right thing to do. I really do. Again, point out that commission is no longer the commission that you're going to be either, so we have a new commission.
And if there's a problem, we will cross that bridge.
No, what I'm saying, the commission issued that opinion,
Yes, I
I
know.
know, the commission. Mr. Chair, I have a question. What is, I didn't catch, it says the outdoor track profile, that would be interesting, that, we don't have any information on that, is that?
We do not at this time.
Okay.
New business, anyone have any comments? New business, the proposed stipend position adjustments.
This was a thing that about a year ago we started working on. And Edvada was with us, and we looked at various formulas and compared stipend positions in districts across the state. And then, I think bad things happened with the budget, and we just moved on and went somewhere else. But we have since started up that work. And Claire Arnold and myself met with Amy Wright and Christine Welch on the teacher union. And we went through all the stipends, all the positions, what they have been receiving. And I should tell you, I think the teachers have been receiving the same stipends for roughly 20 years for the most part. So we went through and we put in some recommended increases and updates to the stipend formula. And so that's the spreadsheet you see in front of you. The increase is essentially $11,000 for all the stipends that we offer. Now, on top of taking some and bringing up the rates to make them competitive or comparable somewhat to districts around us, we did also put in $2,000 per school to help support other after-school activities and functions. So we want to acknowledge and give something to our teachers that are giving of their time for this work after school. They certainly are not doing it for the money, but there are some places that we can make adjustments to sort of give the nod to, yes, thank you for your time and what you're doing. However, we also would like to have some funds available, so maybe not everything is attached to a stipend. Maybe there is just extra money for some after-school supplies or materials or informal clubs. So that's the restructure of what you see in front of you. And roughly, it's about an $11,000 increase over the current stipends budget. We also made some reductions in other areas to balance it. So, there's a bit of a balancing and prioritizations throughout that document we have.
Anybody have any questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion been made.
Second?
Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Cell phone policy, Ms. Charest?
I asked for this to be put on the agenda in the light of speaking to many teachers, local and not local, seeing much over the internet with regard to cell phone usage of children in classrooms. I asked Mrs. McGann if she could give me our policy, and she did. And it was last adopted in November of 2012. And this is how our policy reads. For personal mobile technology, high school, middle school students may bring cell phones, tablets, e-readers, and other communication devices to school as long, and this is the key for me, as long as they do not disrupt the educational process. Individual schools and teachers may impose additional restrictions. I don't think this is enough. I think we need to revisit this. Mr. St. Jean and I have talked briefly about it, and he did explain to me that at the high school level, there are teachers that are asking their students in particular classes to use their cell phones, and I think that's okay if they're being asked to do that. My concern is more the student that sits there and hides the phone under the desk and is texting mom or dad or their friend across the room. And I think we need to have a little bit more in place somehow to eliminate that and let the teachers get back to teaching. So
Okay.
I
I
think
agree
we
with
need to
you.
revisit this policy, and I'm not quite sure, Mr. Chair, how to do that.
So I just want to kind of chime in here. This is actually a big issue at the state level as well right now. Providence is one of the big 5 initiatives to redo cell phone policies, and they want to actually be able to institute that statewide. So it's the kind of thing I could actually go back to RIDE and find out where that is, whether there are some sample policies that are already in the process of development, and be able to bring that back or get that over to the superintendent so that he can share it with the board.
Well, one of the things that Sherry has a little project in front of her before she leaves, and that is gathering up all of our policies that are in individual documents spread throughout the web and putting them into a great big policy book so that it's searchable, it can be indexed, and everything is updated. And as we're going through, we're seeing a lot of things that, like this. Also, as I was doing the employee handbook and I was referencing our policies, I'm looking at things, for example, the technology use policy, and it's horribly out of date, some of the things that we have in place, and so that's one of the things that I'm also looking at. So I am looking at this coming year, a great big policy review and revision, and what Peg had said about an initiative in the state. So WPRI put out a survey to all superintendents about the start of their school year, and there were 5 questions. And one of the questions was around, what is your cell phone policy? Because yes, this is a huge initiative across the state. And we've had some conversations that one of the things that we didn't have when this policy was written is kids didn't have Chromebooks. I mean, there's a lot of technology that used to we would rely on with the phone, that the kids have in front of them with the Chromebook. So we have new devices, more flexibility in what we can use and what we can restrict. So I agree. We can take a look at some of the model policies and start drafting a new approach.
Okay.
Do you want to continue with the next meeting?
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to,
I was going to be my suggestion.
go ahead, make a motion. You want to make a motion? So I'll entertain a motion to continue this matter to the next scheduled meeting.
Second.
I make a motion. So motion been made, second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Did we go through the full, I have more notes on my agenda. I think we went through all the overnight things on the agenda, right? Okay. Okay, great. So I'll entertain a motion to go to executive session under Rhode Island General Law 42465A1. And written notice has been provided to the individual on job performance of the superintendent, his evaluation, not job performance, just evaluation superintendent.
Now, Sherry's leaving, you're going to quickly realize I don't know what I'm doing, and I really should be putting my application out to other places.
And Rhode Island General Law 42465A9, on any hearing pursuant to collective bargaining agreement. Motion's been made. Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Lombardi?
Yes.
Mrs. Charest?
Yes.
Mr. Cano?
Yes.
Mrs. Johannes?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Vada?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
You know, everybody wants